Hello, I'm Tom Lammers from Waygate Technologies. Spending a few minutes introducing to you the new feature that we have on the Mentor Visual IQ Borescope, a feature called Push to IW. IW being InspectionWorks, our proprietary portal upon which data can be transmitted directly from the MVIQ Borescope to our cloud network ecosystem, InspectionWorks. Push to IW, in short, enables the inspection data, be it images or videos, be seamlessly, automatically pushed, transmitted from the device to the portal, to the cloud portal, without any interaction from the operator during the inspection process. So I'll just spend some time taking you through how that happens on the Borescope. So what you see in front of you on the screen is, on the left hand side, my image from my live Borescope that I have here, and I've logged in on the right hand side to the InspectionWorks portal. On the right hand side you can see my name and credentials, TD, against the Waygate demo account that I've signed into. So yeah, on the Borescope we have the various buttons that you'll be familiar with associated with operating the MVIQ. One being here for Insight. I've previously logged in, so I've entered my username, password, gone through the two-factor authentication procedure and entered my tenant name, in this case Waygate-demo. You can see those kind of details presented on the top of the screen. And so this is the InspectionWorks Insight page that we have now. You remain logged in now for up to approximately 7 hours. So this is a significant improvement from previous rollouts that we've had. The new feature on this screen is the push to IW bar that you see here. The upload queue remains present and available to you, enable you to upload ad hoc or specific files or folders at a moment's notice. You can select those files in the file path through the navigation in the file manager, and you're taken through. So I'll take you through push to IW. Push to IW, once I've logged in, I can select a folder to push. Since I am starting from afresh, so I'll just develop one folder. I've chosen to make it clear to me that the contents of that folder will be pushed from the device, and I'm just going to call it push to IW. That's going to be the folder upon which I'm going to save images to. So make sure that I have push to IW selected as my file path for images and videos. This is a workflow associated with non-MDI generated inspection data. I'll take you through a similar use case associated with menu directed MDI inspection. So as I save an image, you'll see that it's going to be saving it to the push to IW folder, and that's a JPEG. So moving back into the Insight, I've selected that, press the toggle on, go back to the live screen. You can see the revolving icon briefly sort of illuminate. What's happened is that it's now set up, so every time I burn some data, basically be it an image or a video, to the local drive, the device will detect the presence of information in that local drive and push it to InspectionWorks. So again, save another image, and as you can see, the icon illuminates, revolves briefly as it pushes that JPEG, in that case, to the cloud. Here's just another example of a still image. Just going to capture a 3D phase measurement, carry out perhaps a simple measurement associated with, let's just call it an area depth profile. Save that. Just have to minimize those buttons. Why not choose to record? We can adjust the measurement. Change my view. Let's just I'm going to stop that video. As you can see on the icon, again, everything that's burnt to that folder in the local drive of the device is then activating the feature, and you can see the icon illuminate. If I was to scroll quickly to my online portal, I'll click on Insight, select My Inspections. Now I have a range of published inspections, but also draft inspections. Drafts are those that are sort of private and not visible to anyone until I publish them. Filter it in accordance with date, and there you see my push to IW folder, and you'll see the contents of images and videos that were captured. There are thumbnails. Oh yeah, there we go. There's 1, 2, and 3, and as I move to the video, you'll see that load up and play here. So as I continue moving back to the Borescope, I can move back to the live state. I can save that image and carry on with the inspection. So as you're doing your inspection, there is no requirement now to upload data at the end of the inspection that could be the course of many hundreds of images and several was the time consuming or large video files associated with your gas turbine inspection. All of that is done during the inspection itself, so it's a new feature coming to Inspection Works Insight users that are operating the Mentor Visual Borescope. So as a reminder, upgrade to the latest operating software. If you go to System Update, you'll see 3.65. That's the version that we need in order to exploit this new feature, push to IW, on your Borescope. It caters for other features as opposed to, when you've got an image and you choose to edit that image, for instance, or add some annotation, or indeed change some cursors or measurements. So you can choose to overwrite it on your device. You've overwritten that particular JPEG on your device. You'll notice a red icon appear on the top right hand side. Flicking back to Insight, you have this space associated with the resolve page, and you can tell that, okay, there's a new file that's appeared on the local drive, but it already exists in the cloud. So you're prompted again to make sure that are you sure you want to overwrite the one that's already in the cloud. And by saying overwrite, for instance, in this case, you can upload that image and overwrite the one that's been sent to the cloud, and the warning goes away. You carry on as you can, as before. So that's how it's done in a non-NDI sense. So if I was to go back in, turn that off, and kind of take you through an NDI process. So moving back, loading an MDI generic template. I'm just going to call it one of these demo CFM templates. Obviously give it a fictitious serial number, which is a mandatory cell that you can see with the asterisk there. Press done. Now I'm invited to select the file path for that MDI inspection. It's automatically sent it to the previously saved file path, which is the push to IW. So I'm going to just press done here, and now I can proceed and start my inspection. You might remember I need to just turn that back on and carry on with my inspection. Just save that image. Save some more images. You save it with a flag, for instance. Save some with some comments. These are all associated with MDI inspection workflows. Save that. Quickly flick back to my online portal. So a new folder within the push to IW folder has been created. So what you'll see here is a new inspection instance. Scrolling to just present the folders in order. Let's just refresh again. My inspections. Oh, you see it straight away there. That's the one that I've just uploaded. CFM56 with all the ones. Clicking in there. With this being an MDI inspection, the images are automatically characterized in accordance with the stages within that template. So I assigned images having selected the HV turbine as my stage. So you can see the images are automatically uploaded into this stage. So just as a reminder, push to IW is compatible with all images that are and videos that are burnt and saved to the device. Every time you create a new folder, just explain, new folder on the push to IW folder in this case, you can call that a folder something else, like upload folder for instance. I've just chosen to call it that. Every time you create new folders within the push to IW folder, new instances and new inspection folders are created on the online portal. If you add more images, then it will be adding more images to the push to IW folder here. So once again, just in summary, MVIQ version 3.65 software now includes this feature associated with push to IW. We'll be spending a few minutes introducing to you a new feature that we have released on the Mentor Visual IQ Borescope. We now have the capability of performing assisted defect recognition on a live video state. So whilst the inspection is being carried out live, as you can see written in the top left hand side of my Borescope screen currently, we now have the ability to operate an artificial intelligence based analytic to present the bounding boxes associated with defects as well as the appropriate defect classification for the LM2500 analytic that Waygate Technologies has developed. So I'll be spending a few minutes taking you through the features that we have on the Borescope in association with this feature. But first I'll be just introducing you to some sample video clips associated with this workflow. So here's a basic simple sort of compressor blade inspection. In this case, a defect coming into the field of view. As you can see, there's a yellow bounding box that surrounds the image. That's the indication detected border. And we have also the blue indication box associated with the location and the defect classification assigned to that defect. By tapping the screen, you can see on the top left hand side you enter the freeze frame state, and as a user you're enabled or invited to accept and reject that bounding box or that indication box before saving it or perhaps changing the classification. Again, you have a large array of options associated with the interaction of that bounded box before moving back to the live state and carrying on with your inspection. Flicking to another video sequence here, obviously within a combustion chamber, that as you can see with the info box on the left top right hand side, you can see the live analytic is in operation on the device. The Borescope again is presenting bounding boxes when the yellow border is illuminated. By tapping the screen, you enter this freeze frame state again, and you can see the operator accepting the various bounding boxes before then saving, and in this case moving back to the live state and carrying on with the inspection. So assisted defect recognition really is something that can be operated in the background whilst you carry out your inspection as you do today. It provides that ability to make sure that you're not missing anything that perhaps you would otherwise do. gives you that extra level of confidence that what you're inspecting either does or does not contain defects of interest. So here's an example where the analytic hasn't picked up the presence of this bounding box, of this indication, for instance, this defect, and we have the ability to quickly assign and manually assign a bounding box to this zone and assign it a defect classification. As you can see, changing it from TBC loss initially over to erosion. By accepting it, you enable that bounding box to be present on saved images and recalled images subsequent to this inspection, such as recording them in and generating inspection reports. So if I just move back to my Borescope image, showing my live screen from my Borescope that I have here in the office, I can demonstrate to you, it's being presented to a sort of a three-dimensional measurement block that we have, and as I move it around, you can see the bounding boxes tracking the location of those indications. Again, as shown before, you have this yellow box, and the factory default, if I move into the settings, is to show the image such as this. So by turning off those indications and defect classification labels, you're presented with an info box that you can see on the top right hand side. You can tell the analytic is in operation. It's detecting either 2 or 3 indications, and by tapping the small button that you see on the right hand side, the peak button, you can temporarily be presented the location of those defects that it has found. That lasts for 10 seconds before they then disappear off again. Going back into the settings, into the live analytics page, by turning the indications back on and the classifications back on, I also have the ability to assign a filter. So if I were to filter against dent and nick and do the same again for the still analytic, dent and nick, go back to the live state. So you can see it's reminding the user that I have a filter activated in accordance with the dent-nick classification, and it's now not presenting any bounding boxes associated with dent and nick. So those initial bounding boxes that were there before are no longer presented to the user. Again, if I move to the still state, those dents and nicks are not presented since they were filtered. So that's considered a very useful tool so that you, the user, are not flooded with all sorts of bounding boxes associated with defects that perhaps you might not be interested in during your inspection, such as TBC loss, for instance, or some other benign rub or defect classification that your inspection procedure is not concerned with. Last thing I really wanted to draw your attention to is there's lots of information associated with this capability, and the main one being the data sheet. As you can see on the screen, this is available on the Borescope by navigating your way into the analytics page and pressing the info box. Once you have LM2500 activated or in focus, either the still or the live one, by pressing the info box, you're presented with the data sheet. So there's more information here in terms of what it's designed to do, what it's not designed to do, the accuracy metrics associated with its performance, and the various user workflows associated with its operation. And lots of frequently asked questions that you'll see there. So this is available on the Borescope, but also online and on our website waygatetech.com, and also on the Inspection Works public store on inspectionworks.com. So yes, thank you very much. Just introducing you to the recent announcement of live ADR on the MVIQ. Thank you.